Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
So let's get into your first film and tell us all about this
Oh,
movie.
yeah. Well, imagine my surprise because my brother-in-law had actually recommended a movie to me, and
Ooh.
I thought it was this movie. It wasn't this movie. Oh, my brother-in-law, I completely must have misheard or I don't know, not understood what my brother-in-law was telling me, and I thought that this was the movie he was talking about, uh, and it's definitely not. So this movie, so this is a mistake movie. So this movie is called The King.
Okay.
It came out. It came out in 2019, and it stars Timothy Shamalanga Ding Dong, as we've said before. Which I think is my second movie that I've seen with him, right? Because I saw, um, what is it? The Complete Unknown for the Bob Dylan biopic earlier this
Yes.
year.
Yes. I don't know if there's another one in there, but
Yes.
definitely yes, that one.
Yeah. So he was in this, and then Robert Pattinson was also in this from Twilight. And so I didn't really know what was going on, what I was getting into. Now the story revolves around historically King Henry V in England. I almost said New England. There's no New England kings, and how he became, really he went from like this kind of like party prince and wasn't really interested in the crown, to like a warrior king, and like he was out in the battlefield and he's doing all these things. So it's kind of a very romanticized idea of that. I think there's a Shakespeare play about it. I'm not that smart, so if you know stuff, please tell me. But I think Once More Into the Breach, My Friends, comes from that play. And so Timothy Chalamet plays Henry V, and he is just taken over for his father that passed away, and through a series of circumstances, he now has to think about what he's going to do to take over France. So this is like in the 1400s. This is like way long ago. And so that's the historical context of it. But as a movie, because that's what we're all here to
And
talk
that is why
about.
we're here. Yes.
That's why we're here. Who cares about the history?
You
I
can
was
share the
actually kind
history.
of surprised. Yeah, a little bit just for context, but I was actually surprised of um how much I enjoyed this movie. It was just a solid. If you're into like history type movies, this was just a solid movie to watch with that. I don't know how historically accurate it is, but I found it enjoyable. I found his performance to be really good, so I'm kind of becoming more of a fan of him. Although I really did not like the Dune movies, which we never talked about. Obviously, that was one of our movies that we rated last year, but it didn't make it this year. But I was not a fan of the Dune movies. I've seen one and two, and they're the most boring pieces of shit that I've ever seen. I actually prefer David Lynch's, as flawed as that one is. At least it has Kyle MacLachlan, and it's way more interesting. And Sting is in it. But I kind of looked at this actor Timothy Chalamet, and I was like, whatever. But he's actually really impressed me. He was really good in this. He carried it, and I thought it was really well acted. I thought Robert Pattinson was pretty good as, the French asshole, who is like the antagonist in this movie. I thought he was great, and I thought the way that it all ends is pretty good too. And um, also, I was surprised to see Lily Rose Depp at the end of this. So Johnny Depp's daughter. I talked about Nosferatu earlier this year. Johnny Depp's like his daughter is she's a really good actress. And I don't know how many things you've seen her in, but she was like kind of like at the end of this movie, and she was good too. So overall, it was just well acted, well shot, great cinematography, solid historical epic. That I, even though it was a complete mistake that I stumbled upon it, and it was 2 hours and 20 minutes long, which I hate.
Yep.
I found this movie pretty damn enjoyable.
So Soto, I gotta ask, what was the movie that was actually recommended to you?
I think it's called A Knight's War,
Knight's War?
and it has to do with like it's more fantasy based and King Arthur. At least that's what I have written down in my notes. Because anytime if I'm out in the wild and somebody recommends a movie to me, I write it down on my notes, like in my phone, so that I don't forget. Because obviously we're always looking for recommendations. So it's called like a Knight's War or something like that, or maybe I'm even wrong on that, but it has to do with like King Arthur and some shit. Nothing to do with this movie whatsoever. I thought that because this movie kept showing up on my Netflix recommendations, that this was like it heard me, and this was the movie that I needed to watch. And so I completely, I thought I was watching a totally different movie. And once it started, I was just like, okay, I guess I'm watching this.
So I looked it up real quick for you. Knight's War came out in 2025, currently free on Tubi. Now, this might not be unless there's another Knight's War. I don't know.
That's not a good start.
This is the first one that popped up. And it just says a courageous knight embarks on a perilous mission to save a woman's soul. However, he is soon confronted with the unexpected and disturbing aftermath of her return. So I don't know if that's it. I just typed in Knight's War, and that's the first thing that popped up. I was just curious because I'm like, was it Kingsman, this and that? So I don't know. But you know what? That all doesn't matter because you actually saw The King. 2019's The King.
Did. Yeah.
So obviously this has to be kind of a shock because it wasn't even a movie recommended to you. You just went in kind of blind. Totally blind.
Just
expecting something different.
Yeah, totally different.
So where are you putting this in your movies? Excuse me.
So this feels right. Because I'm not saying this is a bad movie, but at this point, this area of the list is kind of, the middle of the road part of the list. Like, I won't watch this ever again. I've seen it once.
Yeah.
And so, it feels like number 43.
So
I think
underneath there,
I have a lot of work. I have a lot of work to do with this list. I'm not as cool as you. I haven't reworked it, but it feels like 43 right now. And that's before I go and just blow this whole shit up.
correct. Yeah, I had to. I earlier today fix this. Fix the list. So yeah. So you have it right underneath Terrifier 3, and right above The Founder. Sweet.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, again, I think this is a good movie. I think it's well acted. I think it's well shot. I don't think I'll ever see it again. But if you're in history and you like this shit and you like, Anglo-Saxon history, I don't know how romanticized it is. Obviously, every movie is like romanticized, but I enjoyed it. I watched it on a Saturday morning, and I thought it was very well done. So, but that's it. Middle of the road for me.
Really, nothing wrong with that. Middle road with this kind of list that we have going still does not mean a bad movie. When we started this, movie being at 43, you're like, oh, that sucks. But now, yeah, because that's what, your 87th movie? So yeah, that's actually pretty as close to middle row as you can get.